She's monitoring the situation in the Vaal in Gauteng. Very good afternoon to you, Mahlako. What are you seeing?
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon to you, Nzinga, and the viewers at home. We are in the Vaal, we're in Sebokeng currently, and we understand that you just look at the visuals. We're actually driving because it's not safe. There are no police officers that are controlling this looting spree. You'll see just people are, this is what's been happening. People are, it's a shopping spree of a looting spree of sorts. People are doing what they want. I think police have sort of given up, if you will call it that. We also understand that at the Sebokeng Plaza, they've just opened up the ShopRite that's there. Looting is taking place there. Earlier on, we were at the Everton Mall as well. It was quite a big mall that was being looted from last night. You'll see here, people are even looting where builders, these building shops as well. People are taking whatever it is that they can take. I mean, we saw a man with a whole a carcass of a pig earlier on. You also see here, I'm just going to drive a little bit slower, and Herbert will just give you this gentleman in front of us with this piece of meat. Butcheries are also, they're not immune to this. People are taking meat, mealie meals. We've seen people driving in, the young and the old alike, and school-going children as well, part of looting. There's no one that is giving order to anyone. I mean, people are coming in taxis, they're coming with bags, they're running into the ShopRite. It seems like, there's I wouldn't call it a syndicate as per se, but it seems like there's a form of communication that's happening. When we heard as well that Sebokeng Plaza was looted, we saw people coming in with their motor vehicles as well, saying, have they opened up this shop? Have they opened up that shop? We've also seen people with beds, taking beds as well out of, the various shops that you would find at these shopping complexes here. I mean, nothing is safe. There's also a medical practice as well here at the Sebokeng Plaza that's also been looted as well. There's this prime meat butchery. One man asked us, have they opened prime meat? Have they opened prime meat? I mean, he drove here to also loot. I mean, people have time here. There seem to be no law enforcement that is doing their job in terms of at least trying to. We've seen about 2-3 cars, just, police vehicles just driving and doing whatever it is that they want. We also saw there's a taxi rank here in this Sebokeng Plaza as well. And people are, doing what they want. There's a car right in front of us as well that has tiles, we see. It seems not to be able to carry the load of the tiles that are here. I'm just going to move because obviously we have to drive as well as, try and get those shots. I'm just going to move a little bit faster. You also see here, these are office chairs as well that have been taken, bags. Everybody's doing what they want here. As you can see, everybody's here. It seems this whole township is here in Sebokeng, having a free ride of people's businesses.
Okay, Mahlako, have you been able to speak to people? We've obviously been saying that the protest that we're seeing began as one thing in KwaZulu-Natal and seemed to have morphed into something else, descended into a lot of violence. Jade Lee also was just telling us about bodies that have been found, over 20 people who have died in KwaZulu-Natal. What are people saying to you there?
There have been some community members, once they realized that we're media, that have come up to us expressing their concerns as to what is it that's going to happen next after this is finished, after they've looted everything that they can loot. Nzinga, I'm just going to show you right now. As I told you, they've just opened the ShopRite as well as a butchery. We have these gentlemen here that have taken bribe packs, and they've also stolen that. But when we spoke to people saying that their biggest concern is what happens after this, where are people going to work, what is it that is going to be done in terms of jobs, getting complexes or businesses back into into this particular township, in terms of people getting employed and getting jobs. It seems to be a concern with some of the people here, but not necessarily everyone here is concerned about that. When we speak to people in terms of politics, people don't really seem to know exactly what it is that they're looting for. But the biggest concern amongst looters here is, is something open? Are we able to loot? What is the next shop that we will be able to loot? Seems to be elements of criminality that have just taken course. Like I said, that we've seen people literally driving in with their cars, coming in to saying, have they opened this? Is this shop now already opened? Can we go in? The first place that people go to is the liquor stores, because almost every complex here, shopping complex, has some sort of liquor store. It's the first thing that they try, and not they try, they actually they loot, then they target the grocery stores. It seems to be that those are the popular places, as well as the hardware stores. As I said, building supplies, your cement, anything that they can get their hands on, they will be taking. As you'll see here, there's meat. We're just going to pass through that. Butchery is also quite popular, but it doesn't seem that there's any political protest, if you want to call it that, but rather it seems like the idea here is, what can I get? How fast can I get it? How quickly can I get it? How much of it can I get?
Komane, thanks so much for that, giving us an update there from the Vaal. Let's now cross to our reporter, Lebohang Dube, who's also in the Vaal area, and find out what's happening from him. Very good afternoon to you, Lebohang. Where are you and what are you seeing?
Thank you very much, Zinga. I'm actually at the Palm Springs Shopping Center, not too far from Orange Farm. We did arrive here about an hour ago, and I can confirm as well that in this area, we haven't seen any police presence. A few minutes ago, we did see the police drive past the mall, whilst the community members, looters, taking anything they can get hold of. Literally every shop is empty here at the Palm Springs Shopping Center. We do see a couple of community members coming through to try and take what they can get hold of. Some are waiting for transport to be able to load what they have looted. When we arrived here, the cash build, the hardware, was the one that was, that still had some supply, and community members going in there to take anything from cement to electrical supplies. But right now I'm standing with the gentleman, Charles Malema. He is a community member, and perhaps he can paint a clearer picture of what has been happening here. And Charles, what can you make of the situation currently happening here at the Palm Springs Shopping Center?
Thank you very much, sir. It seems like we have a very serious problem this morning. It started yesterday. We saw people flocking in here in the mall, looting, taking everything that they can lay hands on. Even today is escalating. They are taking everything. So my concern is one: there is no visibility of the police. That's the problem, and I don't know why. There's no visibility of police, but yeah, it's a very disturbing problem to us as leaders around here. And there's no leadership here that is taking place to make sure that things are under control.
And as members of the community, those that are not looting, have you guys tried to also protect, your shopping centers, your shops, protect the informal traders as well?
Actually, we have tried to protect, but now we are outnumbered. These people, it's a large crowd of community members, so they outnumber us. So it's like they are doing whatever that they want. You understand? We cannot control this because there's no visibility of police. Even us, there's nothing that we can do to control the situation. It's a very serious mayhem.
Daddy Charles, thank you very much. Zinga, one of the community members, outpouring his concerns about the situation currently happening here at the Palm Springs Shopping Center. Indeed, no police visibility. It's business as usual for the looters. Earlier on, we went inside the shop, right, and everything has been looted. Some of the shops, in fact, have been burnt. Earlier on, there was a fire that had started just behind me. I think you can see the smoke. It's the fire that has started at the butcher here at the shopping mall. But as you can see, it's a complete mess. As my camera video journalist Sebokeng Tembe gives us a few shots of what has been happening here at the Palm Springs Shopping Center. It seems like utabile ka se se etsahalang.
Loko hi lava na xevo hi ta xava ku xevo onhakeriwe ngopfu la Palm Springs n'wana mani onhakeriwe ngopfu hi ta xava ku mundzuku ka siku Ramaphosa i hi moxele ngo tikweni ka siku a heti lockdown a ku na tiko ri nga na lockdown la Afrika hambi Europe lockdown a yi kona a Europe a ku na cup sweswo hi ntlangu wa Europe a va tala stadium hina la kaya laniwa ho pfaleliwa a heti Europe a heti lockdown hi fana matiko man'wana lockdown a heli
Hobane le sa kenya di mask. Hobane le sa kenya di mask. Zinga, as you can see here, even school children, obviously they are at home because schools have been closed, not wearing masks and taking joy in what has been happening here. Earlier on, we spoke to a lady that was literally in tears. She works at the ShopRite and saying that literally, she doesn't have a job anymore. She will be unemployed, and she was literally in tears. That is the situation right here at the Palm Springs Shopping Center.
Lebohang, Dube giving us an update there from the Vaal. It's time for a short break. When we come back, we're going to be looking at how the unrest has spread to some parts of